In the new PMP exam, you can expect around 5 to 10 AI-related questions. These questions become much easier when you understand and apply the right AI mindset. There are four important mindset rules behind most AI-related questions, and in this video, we will learn these rules one by one. We will also solve realistic exam-style AI questions so you can clearly understand how each rule applies to the exam questions. This is gonna be a wonderful video, so if you are ready, let's get started. Before we begin, I am Sabri C, the owner of casePM Academy and Lando Management Academy. I've been teaching project management since 2008, and my online PMP exam prep course has been a bestseller for many years. Thousands of students have taken this course and passed their exams on their first try. If you want to pass the exam on your first try, use the link below to learn more and enroll in the course. Okay, as I said, there are four mindset rules for AI related questions. We will count down from the fourth rule to the most important one. Let's begin with rule number 4. Use reliable and well-governed data. An AI system learns from data. You provide the data and the AI uses it to identify patterns and make predictions. Therefore, the quality of its results depends heavily on the quality of the data used to train it. For this reason, the data should be accurate, reliable, relevant, and diverse. If the data is poor, incomplete, biased, or unreliable, the AI generated results may also be inaccurate or unreliable. For instance, let's say an AI system is used to predict whether a project will finish on time. If the data provided to the system does not include several delayed activities or contains outdated progress information, then the AI system may incorrectly predict that the project will finish on schedule. So remember this rule: garbage in, garbage out. The training data should also be diverse because it should represent different situations, people, projects, and conditions. If the data represents only one type of situation, the AI system may produce biased or misleading results. For example, imagine that a company wants to use AI to estimate the duration of construction projects. However, the AI system was trained only on data from small construction projects. If the project manager wants to use it to estimate the duration of a very large and complex project, the AI generated results may not be reliable because the training data does not represent large and complex projects. The data must also be protected. Confidential project information, personal information, and company data should not be shared with an AI system without proper controls. Therefore, a project manager should not enter confidential customer information into a public AI tool without checking the company's data protection rules. Or if an AI system needs access to sensitive project data, the project manager should first make sure that the tool is approved and the proper security controls are in place. Now, let's solve a PMP exam question about this rule. A project manager uses an approved artificial intelligence system to predict the number of technicians needed for an installation. Based on the result, the staffing level is reduced. When the work begins, a serious resource shortage occurs. A later check shows that recently added activities were missing and the productivity records were outdated. What should the project manager have done to prevent this situation? Okay, first of all, the project manager used an approved AI system. Since it is an approved system, we can expect it to generate reliable outputs most of the time. If it generates faulty outputs, then the root cause may be the faulty input data provided to the system. Let's read the options with this in mind. Option A says the project manager should have asked the functional manager to review the staffing forecast. This is a strong option because it involves reviewing the AI generated output. This review could help identify the problem before it causes a resource shortage. However, if another option focuses on checking on the source data, that option would be better because it addresses the root cause of the faulty forecast. Let's continue that. Option B. The project manager should have avoided using artificial intelligence for resource forecasts. The project manager should not avoid using AI. AI can help the project manager make better forecasts and improve efficiency. Also, the question tells us that the AI system was approved. Therefore, using AI was not the problem. Option C. The project manager should have added extra technicians to cover uncertainty in the prediction. Adding extra technicians might have prevented the resource shortage. However, the project manager would be adding them without clear data showing that they were needed. This could increase costs and waste project resources. Option D says the project manager should have verified the completeness and accuracy of the source data. Now, this option directly addresses the cause of the problem. The project manager should have checked the data before using the AI generated result. If the data had been complete and accurate, the AI system could have produced a more reliable forecast. Therefore, this is the best answer. Okay, here comes the third rule. Ensure transparency and responsible use. When an AI system is used, the process should be transparent. This means that the people using the system and the people affected by its results should receive clear information about how the system is being used. They should know what data is being used and why. They should also know how the data is collected, stored, protected, and handled. In other words, the way the AI system works should be explained. However, this does not mean that everyone must understand every technical detail. It means that they should understand the main factors the AI system considers and how it reaches its results. So, for example, imagine that an AI system recommends one team member for an important assignment but does not recommend another team member. The project manager should not simply say, the AI selected this person. The project manager should explain how the AI generated result was reviewed and how the final decision was made. The team members affected by the decision should also receive this information. This helps them understand the process. It also helps the project team identify possible errors, unfair results, or problems with the data. AI should also be used responsibly. It should help the project team improve efficiency, reduce waste, analyze information, and make better decisions. However, it should not be used in a way that creates unfair treatment, hides important information, or violates company rules. Now, let's solve a question about this rule. An approved artificial intelligence system evaluates several qualified team members for an important assignment and recommends one of them. The project manager reviews the recommendation and announces the selected person in a brief email. The other candidates believe the system made the final decision, feel unfairly treated, and become demotivated. What should the project manager have done to prevent this situation? Here, the project manager used an approved AI system. The project manager also reviewed the recommendation before selecting the team member. Therefore, the AI system did not make the final decision by itself. Let's read the options with this in mind. Option A says the project manager should have asked the tool owner to explain the model after the selection. This might help the project manager understand the AI system. However, the explanation would happen after the selection had already been announced. Therefore, it would not prevent the team members from feeling unfairly treated. Also, a technical explanation from the tool owner may not explain how the project manager made the final decision. Therefore, we can eliminate this option. Obtained an independent manager's approval of the ranking. Getting another manager's approval could provide an additional review. However, there is no information showing that the recommendation was incorrect. Even if another manager approved the ranking, the team members might still believe that the AI system made the final decision. Therefore, this is not the best answer either. The next option says the project manager should have explained the main factors and human judgment before announcing the selection. This option directly addresses the problem. Before announcing the selection, the project manager should have explained the main factors considered by the AI system. For example, these factors might include the candidate's skills, experience, availability, and past performance. The project manager should also have explained that the AI system only provided a recommendation. The project manager reviewed that recommendation and used human judgment to make the final decision. This information will help the other candidates understand the process. It will also reduce the risk of unfairness, confusion, and demotivation. Therefore, option C is a strong answer, but let's take a look at the last option. Option D says the project manager should have avoided using artificial intelligence for team assignments. The question tells us that the AI system was approved. Also, the project manager reviewed its recommendation. Therefore, using AI was not the problem. AI can support team assignments when it is used responsibly. The problem was that the decision making process was not explained clearly. Avoiding AI would not address this problem. Therefore, the best answer is C. Now, here is the rule number 2. Maintain human accountability. The project manager and project team are still responsible for their decisions. This responsibility cannot be transferred to an AI system. AI can provide recommendations, it can analyze data, it can identify patterns, it can even suggest possible actions. However, it cannot take accountability away from the people managing the project. Here's a question about this mindset rule. An artificial intelligence tool suggests delaying user training until after implementation. The project manager reviews the forecast and approves the recommendation. After implementation, many users cannot complete key tasks and the expected benefits are delayed. The sponsor asks the project manager to explain the decision. What is the most appropriate response? So, the AI tool only suggested delaying the user training. It did not make the final decision. The project manager reviewed the forecast and approved the recommendation, and the decision caused a training gap. Let's read the options. Option A says the project manager should present the tool's reasoning and ask the data team to correct the model. Explaining the tool's reasoning may provide useful information. However, this option assumes that the AI model caused the problem. The question does not say that the model was faulty. The AI tool only provided a recommendation. The project manager reviewed and approved it. Asking the data team to correct the model could be an attempt to transfer the responsibility to the tool and the data team. Therefore, option A is not the best answer. Option B says the project manager should acknowledge the approval decision and lead the response to the training gap. This option directly addresses both accountability and corrective action. The project manager should explain that the AI tool made a recommendation, but the project manager reviewed and approved it. Therefore, the project manager should accept responsibility for the decision. The project manager should also lead the response. For example, the project manager could work with the training lead to provide the required training, support the users, and reduce further delays to the expected benefits. Therefore, option B is a strong answer. Option C. Share accountability with the training lead and update the issue log. Here, updating the issue log is a good action because the training gap is now a project issue. The training lead should also help solve the problem. However, the project manager should not use these actions to share or transfer accountability for the approval decision. The project manager approved the AI recommendation and remains accountable for that decision. The last option says the project manager should complete a root cause analysis before accepting responsibility. A root cause analysis may help the team understand why the decision created problems. However, the project manager should not wait for this analysis before accepting responsibility. The project manager already reviewed and approved the recommendation. They can acknowledge this decision immediately and conduct the root cause analysis afterward. Therefore, the best answer is B. Alright, here comes the rule number 1. Always verify AI generated results. This is the most important rule. Never use AI generated results directly without checking and verifying them. AI can make mistakes. It can misunderstand information. It can use outdated data. It can also provide an answer that sounds very confident but is completely wrong. Therefore, AI outputs should be treated as recommendations, not final answers. So, for example, imagine that an AI system analyzes the project schedule and recommends removing a testing activity to finish the project earlier. The recommendation may save time. However, removing the testing activity may create serious quality problems. The project manager should review the recommendation with the relevant experts. The team should check its effect on quality, risk, compliance, cost, and customer expectations. Only then should a decision be made. Therefore, on the PMP exam, be careful with options that say or indicate immediately implement the AI recommendation, accept the result without further analysis, or allow the AI system to make the final decision. These options usually go against the correct AI mindset. A better answer will normally include reviewing, validating, testing, discussing, or verifying the AI generated result before taking action. Alright, here's a question about this rule. A project team is building display stands for a trade show that opens tomorrow. The plant panel material does not pass a quality check. Installation must begin in 2 hours to meet the deadline. An AI tool reviews the project data and suggests another material. The seller can provide it now, but no one has checked the suggestion. What should the project manager do? So, we have an urgent situation here. The original material failed the quality check and installation must begin in 2 hours. The AI tool suggests another material that is available immediately. However, no one has checked the AI generated suggestion. The important point is that urgency does not remove the need to verify an AI generated result. The AI tool may have found an available material, but the team still needs to check whether it is suitable for the project. Let's treat the options with this in mind. A. Ask the quality lead to check the material, then use it. This is a strong option because it includes checking the material before using it. The quality lead can confirm whether the material meets the quality requirements. However, quality may not be the only concern. The new material may also affect safety, cost, installation time, design, or customer requirements. Also, this option says to use the material after only one type of check. Therefore, option A is not the best answer. B says the project manager should send the suggestion for approval without further review. Well, getting approval may be necessary. However, the people approving the change need reliable information. Sending an unchecked AI suggestion for approval does not verify that the material is suitable. Approval should be based on a proper review. Therefore, option B is incorrect. Use the material for a few stands, then review the suggestion. Testing the material on a small number of stands may sound reasonable. However, this option suggests using the material before the AI recommendation has been properly reviewed. If the material is unsafe or does not meet the project requirements, even limited use could create quality problems, waste, or rework. The recommendation should be reviewed before the material is used. Finally, option D says the project manager should check the suggestion and its possible effects with the right experts. This option follows the correct AI mindset. The project manager should treat the AI generated result as a recommendation, not as a final answer. The project manager should quickly review the suggested material with the right experts. They should check whether the material meets the requirements and whether it creates any new problems. Therefore, option D is the best answer. So, use AI as a tool to support the team, improve efficiency, and reduce waste. However, keep people involved, protect the data, understand the process, and always verify the results. If you understand these 4 rules, many AI-related PMP exam questions become much easier. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next videos about the PMP exam. Thanks for watching.